Hello and welcome everybody. So last Monday I had decided to go ahead and open up my Q&A and allowed you guys to go ahead and ask me questions, in which today I will be answering said questions. Oh, by the way, also a lot of the frequently asked questions like where do I figure out when the new episode is coming out, or how do I become a voice actor, so on and so forth. I had made videos a couple weeks ago about the abridging and how to get into voice acting, in which you can go ahead and click and watch over here. Or if you want to figure out when is the next anything that I am coming out with, there is such thing as my social media that I keep explaining to you guys that you should go to if you want to figure out where the next episode of anything is. And that's all you really need to do. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into the questions over here on YouTube. Out of all the characters you have voiced, which one is your favorite? Honestly, my favorite two characters I've ever voiced in was Ryunosuke and Kenneth for Fate Zero, mainly for the fact that whenever I had to voice act, especially with Omni Beneficial, it's just like his directing ability, and on top of that, my voice acting ability is always really pushed to its limits, and I relatively enjoy that, but I also find it slightly frustrating, mainly because of the way that I talk. I tend to slur words, or that I tend to not be able to enunciate certain words correctly, and it's always a repeat. It's probably over 100 times before I finally actually get the line done. So yeah, I think those probably are my two most favorite characters that I've had to voice for, but also two of the most frustrating characters I've ever had to voice for. Bukaka City Actors Abridged, just curious, what superpower would you want, or would you rather just be super epic with no superpowers? It would kind of be a toss-up between having Kido's ability to erase her existence for a time being under her control, or it would probably be Hibiya's ability, which is kind of like this clairvoyance in which he's able to like take and feel, or just be able to see the entire area around him in order to kind of get this tactitional mind, or be able to plan ahead before making any, if making any move, you would end up being able to see what you're gonna do next. When coming up with voices or have ideas come to mind for your scripts, do you have a certain process? I don't know, I kind of just like stopped having people do certain voices, like trying to do like these weird, odd, like crazy voices. Like if there is a voice that I know somebody can do, then I'll have them do it. Let's take Carrie and Lily for example, as I know that Carrie is able to not only do little boy voices, or being able to play these amazingly adult and mature characters. Having her play Lily is kind of like a different part of her range, as she has played Alice from I believe High School of the Dead, kinda, and that's one of her earlier works. But like this is like one of those characters, especially when it comes to Lily, like I don't want her just being like this child character, but I also want her to kind of have like this like a roguish mentality, if anything. Like there's so many things like I want to be able to explain but can't explain things on the spot. But yeah, like there is this kind of like design, especially when it comes to very particular voices for very particular characters. So that's enough with the YouTube. Let's go hop on over to Twitter. Tanner Case asks, on a serious note, what made you want to become a voice actor? You want to know what the thing is that I decided to get really into acting when I started in high school, and being one that's done not only just acting in high school, but also like the biggest thing that's interested me in voice acting is just I've always really liked the idea of playing pretend. Like I did it a lot, especially in in the house, like because I always want to be like a part of the story, or that I want to be part of like this amazing world, or that I wanted to be that character in specific. It's just like always playing pretend, and then when given the option of wanting to be a voice actor or wanting to work to becoming a actor, it kind of just like I kind of just jumped into it. And what really got me to jump into it was like watching Team 4-Star for like the very first time. Especially I would have to probably say episode 8, as that is one of my personal favorites back in the early days of Team 4-Star. Tara asks, what is your opinion on the furry culture? I ask because of furry jokes in How to Be an Adventurer. Okay, the reality is that while yes, I do make internet videos on the internet, there is something called being an entertainer or comedian. And considering that I tend to write a lot of stuff as a comedian. Like, if I'm going to write something, I'm going to write it as a joke, or if I want something to be funny, I'll write it as a joke. That's the comedian part, and that's the part in which, you know, if I think that I like something or something that I believe can be funny, I will make fun of it. And if it means that I'm not going to make fun of it, then I won't make fun of it, and so on and so forth. But specifically of the furry community, the thing is that I have no problem with the furry community. I have plenty of furry friends. I have more than enough experience of looking into the furry community and saying, this is not for me. Alright, we're done looking over at the Twitter stuff. Let's go ahead and jump on over to the Ask FM. Now, keep in mind that some, if not most of these questions are often asked in the stream from the D6 streams that I do over on Twitch. I'm just going to go ahead and try and read these off as fast as I can to give you as quick of an answer that I possibly can. Let's go ahead, jump right on into that. Boxes or briefs? Box of briefs, actually. That's what I'm currently wearing. What's your favorite 3rd gen Pokemon? Rayquaza. Rayquaza's the coolest. Favorite midnight snack? A cheese stick, actually. Just string cheese just peeling away. And then hum nom 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 nom. Would you be up to doing a collaboration with Something Witty Entertainment if you haven't already? I would love to do something with Something Witty Entertainment. In fact, I invite the idea. It's just that I don't think that they're relatively interested in working with me. I'm not too sure if like they have the time, because I know Yamato SFX and Mac is just or Hayabusa, they're just the most busiest people on planet Earth, especially when it comes to making Sword Art Online. So yeah, like, as much as I would love to work with them, it's less about me wanting to work with them, it's more about them wanting to work with me. Least favorite Pokemon? I would probably have to say Dunsparce. Like, why the fuck are you here? Favorite chips? I would have to say Doritos Cool Ranch, because it's good. I like the taste. It's good chips. What is your most hated character in Overwatch? I would have to say Mei, mainly because, like, if it doesn't matter if it's a Mei on somebody else's team or a Mei on your team, that fucking Mei is going to cock fucking block you, and I hate it. What are your favorite Tiba entries besides How to Be a Soul Hunter? I would have to say my most favorite, and this is just an overall because I think, you know, probably one of the greatest ones that I seen, and definitely took a wide turn to the left when it came to this, and it was my good friend Decidian97's Fakuman. And I just, to be honest, it was funny. The entire thing was pretty fucking funny, and like there's just this one huge part that I was constantly laughing at. If you guys want to go check it out, I'll leave a link down below in order for you guys to get an idea of what I'm talking about. Like, it's just absolutely amazing. Your pet peeve. That was spelt wrong, but I think I know what you were talking about. I would have to say my pet peeve is like when somebody is somewhere and should know what they're doing and are not knowing what they're doing and they are there. Why the fuck are you there? As somebody that has worked in retail, like, you tend to run into people that are hired and then they're constantly re-asking the same questions 5 months after they've been working there. It's like, it gets old very, very quickly. Like, where do I find the broom? Where do I find this bottle of caramel that I'm supposed to put into this coffee? Where do I do this? How do I do that? And it's just like, that's what basic training is for. If you don't know why you're there or you don't know what you're supposed to be doing, why the fuck are you here? Anyways, it's just another thing about the retail industry and shit like that. But yeah, what is your opinion of Hellsing Ultimate Abridged? It's just that I really like Taka's like writing, especially in Hellsing Abridged, because it's so magnificently witty and so magnificently sarcastic, especially when it comes to anything with Alucard, as Alucard always has something to say, and it's beautiful, and I love it so fucking much. But yeah, and on top of that, with the combination of fucking goddamn Kaiser Neko editing, like, I just like the series in general, so that's my opinion. Favorite Team 4-Star Gaming Series? I would have to say Renegade for life, mainly for the fact that I just like anything, especially when it comes to like characters playing video games, like especially when it comes to like Vegeta, or hell, there's another YouTuber called The Real Lord Frieza, as I think, as I've met him and as I've interacted with him, I think he's an absolutely amazing voice actor that makes these amazing gaming videos and these amazing these audition for the casting call club auditions that I just absolutely enjoy watching. He is an amazing thing. But yeah, if I were to just say, it would probably be Renegade for life. What would you do for a Klondike bar? You know, like those pictures where like there's this old woman and like above this is a caption of like, would you punch this old woman for $14 billion? Dude, I would knock the fucking shit out of that old woman for a fucking Klondike bar. You kidding me? I would knock the fucking shit out of her. I would clock her. I would fucking put her ass to grass 6 feet under. Fucking anything like that for a Klondike bar. On a scale from 1 to Africa, how fuckers are we this January? Considering how our major 2 candidates is Trump and Hillary, and that I would vote for Gary Johnson. In fact, I am voting for Gary Johnson. It's kind of hard having to vote for a third party because we live in this fucking oxymoron of a world where it's all like, I won't vote for a third party because no one will vote for a third party. It's a waste of my vote. Well, you're fucking stupid if you're not gonna vote for somebody. You need to be able to get your word out to say, hey, I'm voting for this, come and vote for this because this is probably the better fucking option. But yeah, to kind of sum up my answer, we are pretty fucking Africa in January. Nick Cage, Samuel Jackson, Neil Patrick Harris, marry, fuck, kill. I would kill Nick Cage, fuck Samuel Jackson, and marry Neil Patrick Harris. Will you show us Tank Sama? Here you go. This is my turtle. His name is Tank. Why is your icon a TV head? I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. When did you first get Tank Kun? So the story with that is that we had actually found him roaming out in the front yard first, and then we kind of just took him in because it was in the middle of the summer and it was extremely hot, so we gave him food, we gave him water, then we let him back out on his way. About 3, maybe 4 weeks later, he was in our backyard, and I just sat there and said, you want to know what? I'll take him. Turtles are pretty low maintenance anyways. So yeah, that's pretty much the story of how I found Tank. If you could have one thing in this mortal world, what would it be? No unlimited money. I would ask for $1 trillion, tax-free. Haha! No unlimited money, but a set amount of finite money. Fuck you! How do you come up with such funny jokes for your abridging works? Goddamn! Now, as comedy is subjective, there is this kind of bit of like, you have to make sure that it's funny to yourself first. No matter how sad that sounds, it's kind of a bit of a reality. If you're not laughing at your own joke, then it's not really worth writing down. And so if you laugh at something that you write or laugh at a situation that you know would be great and funny, write it down. Make it something that you want for yourself. And if you think that it's funny, then sure, you know, and that's generally how I write. And so a lot of people think that what I write is relatively funny. So that's how it is. What is the most weeaboo type thing you can think of saying off the top of your head? Not calling you a weeb, I'm just curious. I tend not to use a lot of Japanese pronouns in any of my sentences. I just don't think that they're worth adding in unless, like, if I'm going to be doing it properly towards, you know, somebody that would expect of it, I would. But generally speaking, like, I am not going out of my way to do it, and I don't do it a lot. But I would call somebody like senpai ironically though, like because I want it to be funny or to make a joke out of something. But beyond that, no. That's probably the only thing, but not really. Anyways, I think that is all the questions I was able to collect and bring to you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for sitting here for the past, I don't know how fucking long. I'm gonna have to edit this in the next several hours. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more other videos, there's links down below and all that fun stuff, annotations that will be coming up. And thank you all, and I hope to see you in the next video. Laters!